السلام عليكم يا عرب، وحلقة جديدة من بودكاست يا عرب. واليوم حلقة أيضا استثنائية، حلقة جديدة وضيف جديد. لكن اليوم ضيفنا ما يحتاج مقدمات، ما يحتاج أي تعريف، لأن أكيد أنتم راح تستمتعون في حلقة اليوم مع ضيفنا المميز. أكيد اليوم ضيفنا السيدة جياني انفانتينو، رئيس الاتحاد الدولي لكرة القدم. نرحب فيك السيدة جياني، واحنا سعيدين بهذا اللقاء معك.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a great pleasure for me to be here and to speak with you and to speak with everyone here.
لو سألنا السيدة جياني انفانتينو عن خصوصية العائلة عنده، هل أنت الآن إيطالي أكثر أم سويسري أكثر؟ وين يرى جياني انفانتينو نفسه، هنا ولا هنا؟
Well, I'm born Italian, of course, but in Switzerland as well. Then I think I evolved into a citizen of the world. I'm home everywhere in the world. I'm home in Qatar, as I'm in Switzerland, as I'm in Italy, as I'm in the United States. Anywhere in the world, this is what my life is about and what football is about as well.
وماذا عن لبنان؟ أيضا زوجتك من لبنان، زوجة السيدة جياني اللبنانية. ماذا عن لبنان؟ الآن احنا نتحدث عن سويسرا، عن إيطاليا، الآن أصبح أيضا في بلد ثالث هناك لبنان.
Definitely, I'm a proud Lebanese now as well, and I'm really happy to embrace Lebanon, country of my wife, of my children, and a beautiful country, a country that suffered as well, but a country that is also always positively projecting itself into the future. So, as I said, I'm a citizen of the world. I'm happy everywhere in the world, and I'm proud today to be Italian, to be Swiss, and to be Lebanese, the nationality of my heart.
أفهم من كلامك أنك أنت تحب زوجتك اللبنانية كثيرا. كيف تعرفت عليها أصلا؟
Well, I met with her. We met in Switzerland actually, because she was working for the Lebanese Football Association at the time, and I was organizing seminars for FIFA at the time and the University of Neuchâtel, a university in Switzerland. Seminars for administrators of associations, of federations, and my wife attended one of these seminars. So she was the only woman participating out of 28 persons, so there were 27 men, and my wife. So for me, it was quite easy to fall in love with my wife. But jokes aside, when I met a woman who understands football and understands what it means, I said to myself, okay, here, this is the one.
هل هذا الكلام الآن تحت الأمر الواقع، تحت الضغط، ولكن لو رجع بك الزمان هل راح تحب نفس المرأة وتحب زوجتك وأيضا تتعلق بها مرة ثانية؟
Every day, always, all the time. It was a unique situation that we met, and definitely every moment.
طيب، تعتبر نفسك أنت أب ناجح؟ أنت الآن أسرة وعائلة، ولكن كثير الانشغال، كثير السفر. هل تعتبر نفسك أن أنت أب ناجح لهم؟
I hope so. I don't know. I try to be as present as I can with our four daughters, who have taken and take, I think, something from my wife and from me. They speak Arabic, they speak Lebanese with my wife, they speak Italian with me, they speak French amongst themselves. Of course, they speak English and German as well. And they embrace our world spirit, so to say. And I think when you can give to the children, of course, love, when you can give them education, when you can give them an open mind, as we say, you have to give them roots, and so that they know where they come from, but they need to be able as well to fly and to find their own way. I think this is the most important, and I'm very close, of course, to my children, even though I'm not as present physically as I would like to be. But
4 أطفال لدى السيد جياني انفانتينو، أسمائهم أعمارهم.
Yes, their names are Alessia, Sabrina, Shania, and Dalia, and they are Alessia and Sabrina are twins. They are 22 years old, Shania 21, and Dalia 14, soon 15.
يعني نعتبرك أبو البنات.
I'm blessed to be father of 4 girls, absolutely, absolutely.
الآن أنا لا أستطيع أن أسألك عن هوايتهم في كرة القدم، لأن عادة البنات يمكن ما يعني لا يحبون لعب كرة القدم.
Well, my daughters they love football, and as I said, my wife, with whom I share my life, through football. When we say football unites the world, they united my wife and me, and it unites our family. So our daughters, they like football. They are maybe not as obsessed with football like I am. They do many other sports. In Switzerland, where they grew up, they were playing handball, which was quite a big sport in Switzerland, also a team sport. And for the rest, they do many other sports, from gymnastics to basketball to horse riding and many other things. But they always like to come and join me for some football matches.
ولو سألتهم يعني إيش أحلى شيء أو أجمل شيء عند جياني أو عند والدكم، إيش تتوقع هم راح يقولون إيش؟
No, they would say only nice things about me. I hope, I think, I would think so.
المعروف بأن يعني الوالدة أمك يعني كانت شخصية قوية، هذا كلام صحيح؟
Well, my mother, she moved to Switzerland when she was 15 or 16 years young, from a small village in Italy. She moved to Switzerland because she needed to work, because they didn't have possibilities in the village of my mother. So she had to start from very young in a, at that time, hostile environment to work and to find a path for herself. And my father was also working hard. My mother, she worked as well her whole life, but she raised a family. We were 5 in total. I have 2 sisters as well, and to keep this whole family together in difficult conditions was not easy. And my mother did it in a very strong way.
هل أنت تأثرت يعني بهذه الشخصية القوية من الوالدة؟ هل أنت الآن تشعر بأن أنت يعني تأخذ نفس هذه الجدية أو هذه الشخصية القوية، أو أنت شخصية أخرى؟
Yeah, certainly. I think the way that my mother raised me and my sisters, together with my father, but of course the mother was much more present as well, had an impact. I mean, to learn, the discipline, the ethics, to do your homework, to be polite, to say thank you. These are all features that you learn from your environment, and my mother played a very important role in this respect, definitely.
سمعنا مؤخرا أنك راح تحصل على الجنسية اللبنانية، وهي أيضا جنسية عربية يعني في نفس الوقت. هذا الكلام يعني مدى صحته، وإذا كان صحيح شو يمثل هذا عند جياني انفانتينو؟ هل هو أمر يعني مهم أو هو مجرد أمر معنوي؟
Well, for me it is very important, and many Lebanese friends and family members. My wife is Lebanese. They are asking me now, but why do you want the Lebanese passport? You cannot travel anywhere with the Lebanese passport, almost. But it's all about traveling. I traveled the world, and I traveled already all over the world. It's about being part of a community, being part of something that you share. And you know, my wife has my nationalities, Italian and Swiss. But until now, I could not have her nationality, the Lebanese, and the same for our children. And our children, they feel as much Italian or Swiss as they feel Lebanese. Maybe they feel even a bit more Lebanese than Italian or Swiss. They speak the language. They love their mother, their grandparents, their cousins, their uncles and aunts. So it is family. And when you are part of a family, I think the nationality is a symbol, yes, but it is an important symbol to always remind you values you share.
هذا حديثنا عن العائلة حديث شيق أنا بالنسبة لي وأكيد أيضا للمشاهدين. تعرفنا على جياني انفانتينو، على أسرتك الجميلة وعلى علاقتكم وحبكم لبعض في العائلة، ولكن المشاهدين والناس تبي تروح للفيفا وأخبار الفيفا. على ذكر الفيفا، هل كنت تحلم في يوم من الأيام أن تكون رئيس للفيفا؟
No, certainly not. Certainly not. It was like impossible for a person like me, for the son of humble, modest Italian workers, Italian immigrants in a Swiss village in the Swiss Alps, to even imagine to become even an employee of FIFA would have been a dream for me. I was, of course, lucky that I grew up in Switzerland, that my parents taught me the work ethic, the discipline, that I had the possibility to go to school, to study, to become a lawyer. And slowly I made my way, and luckily for me, and luckily for football, I became president of FIFA.
يعني
But it's a dream come true, definitely.
قبل مجيء جياني انفانتينو للفيفا كانت هناك معارك عنيفة وأخبار عن الفساد وقضايا وتهم كثيرة. يعني الكثير قال لك يعني احنا نبي نبتعد أصلا عن الفيفا، ولكن جياني قرر أنه هو يترشح للفيفا. كيف قررت ومتى قررت بالضبط أنك أنت يعني يجب أن تذهب إلى الفيفا، يجب أن تقود هذه المنظمة، يجب أن يكون عالم كرة القدم عالم مختلف؟
Well, the decision was actually made very, very quickly, and also unexpectedly, I have to say. At the time, FIFA was in a very deep crisis. The president of FIFA had resigned. Many people were put in jail, others were suspended by the FIFA ethics committee. It was a very, very difficult time for FIFA. I was one of the major critics of FIFA, and I participated in the reform committee of FIFA during that period of time as well, to propose some of the reforms that I thought FIFA should be making. On the last day of the term, when candidates for FIFA presidents should be presented, we had a meeting in UEFA. I was then the general secretary of UEFA. We had a meeting of the executive committee of UEFA. This was the last day. And at that committee, the committee asked me if I would be ready to stand for the FIFA presidency to present myself. I would have the support of UEFA, because it was felt that UEFA, the European governing body of football, needed to have a voice on the table. So after consultation, I decided to go for it and presented my candidature. I campaigned, I established a program, and eventually was elected 4 months after. This was the 26th of October 2015, and on the 26th of February 2016 I was elected FIFA president.
منصب رئيس الفيفا منصب يعني يحمل نفوذ كبير. يعني هل جياني انفانتينو كان يحلم أن يكون لديه نفوذ، لأنه يكون عنده منصب كبير، أم أنه يعني هذا كان آخر شيء أنت يعني تفكر فيه، يعني أنت تذهب لإصلاح معين، لشكل معين للفيفا؟ وهل بالفعل هناك نفوذ؟ يعني هل بالفعل هناك نفوذ لهذا المنصب أو لمست هذا النفوذ؟
I don't think it was any of the two. It was simply my passion for the game, my passion for football. I always loved football. I was organizing football competitions, tournaments, clubs, teams, players since I was 10 years old in my village where I grew up. And to be able to proactively propose more than the reforms for FIFA, a program whereby we could develop football all over the world. This is what was, I think, the driving force, really, to bring football all over the world, to make it really, really global. Because it's also thanks to football that myself and many other children of immigrants were integrated in Switzerland. So it is a way to come together, to unite, to integrate, and this passion is what brought me, I think, ultimately to FIFA, and with this passion that I still do my job. Whether the FIFA president has power or influence, I don't know. I think you have the power or the influence that you create by yourself, by being active and proactive, by trying always to move things forward, to change, and never to be satisfied with what you have, but always try to improve. And if you do that and people recognize that, then they give you the trust, which the trust that you have from the people is actually the power that you can have, or the influence.
هناك من يقول أن انفانتينو أحدث تغيير يعني في عالم كرة القدم، زيادة البطولات، زيادة عدد المنتخبات في البطولات، تغيير شكل البطولات، تنويع إقامة البطولات في قارات مختلفة، في دول مختلفة، من ناحية التسويق أيضا، من ناحية الترويج. هل يعني بالفعل نحن الآن نعيش يعني إذا جاز التعبير عصر انفانتينو على صعيد كرة القدم؟ نحن نتحدث يعني عصر انفانتينو في كرة القدم.
No, it's the era of football. It's the era of football. It's the era of the world. I'm just here to serve football and not to be served by football. It's not about me. That's the way I see it. Football is a team sport. It's about the team. The team has to win. FIFA has to win. FIFA was in a very bad situation when I started. We didn't have sponsors anymore with broadcasters. Banks didn't want to work with FIFA. Now we have a queue who wants to work with me, which shows that the trust is there, the trust of the business in the world, the trust of the politics, I think, as well. And I think this is something that one man alone can never do. It's part of the team that we have built in FIFA, in the FIFA administration, but also with the different confederations, with the associations, with our hosts of our tournaments, like here in Qatar. Altogether, I think we have built a new era really for football, and I would like this era maybe to be the era of football becoming really global, to be remembered somehow. Everywhere in the world, we have to be everywhere in the world, and we have to be the number one everywhere in the world.
أنت جئت للفيفا من الاتحاد الأوروبي، الآن احنا نشوف إنجازات كثيرة في الاتحاد الدولي لكرة القدم الفيفا، ويعني مثل ما قلنا إذا جاز التعبير أن هذا هو عصر انفانتينو في كرة القدم، ولكن الاتحاد الأوروبي ماذا يرى مستر جياني انفانتينو أنه هو ترك بصمة أو إنجاز لحد الآن هي موجودة في الاتحاد الأوروبي؟
Well, in UEFA, you know, we did a lot when I was there, but also there, you know, I worked under two presidents. I worked with a great team. I started at the lowest level of the administration. I became director of the legal department, deputy CEO. I became general secretary. But again, alone you cannot do anything. We did a lot. We introduced financial fair play. We reformed the Champions League. We created the Europa League. We created the Nations League. We centralized all the rights and generated revenues. When I started to work in UEFA in the year 2000, UEFA was generating around 3 billion euros or dollars in 4 years. When I left, it was around 15 billion. And we created a lot for women's football, for youth football in every country in Europe as well, which was maybe not the case even in Europe beforehand. And this is what then I brought with me to FIFA also. Not to care only about the big countries, the traditional football countries, but every country in Europe and now in the world.
الآن بصمات انفانتينو واضحة في أوروبا في العالم، أيضا العرب يعني سعيدين وينتظرون أيضا بصمة من جياني انفانتينو أيضا من الاتحاد الدولي، ونحن يعني اليوم نشوفها في كأس العرب الآن تقام أو راح تقام في قطر، وقيمت نسخة والنسخة القادمة أيضا في قطر. هل البصمة هذه راح تستمر في كأس العرب؟ هل راح نشوف كأس العرب كل 4 سنوات على قرار كأس آسيا، على قرار كوبا أمريكا؟ يعني هل هذه ممكن نقول أنها بشرى للعرب اليوم أنها راح تستمر وكل 4 سنوات؟
Well, I think definitely yes. Definitely the FIFA Arab Cup will become one of the strongest tournaments in the world. If we look at the World Cup next year in Canada, Mexico, and United States, we have already 7 Arab countries who qualified. If Iraq qualifies, it would be 8 Arab countries, so it's at least 7, it could be 8. This, of course, has never happened in the past, but it shows the strength of football in the Arab countries and the passion for football in the Arab countries. And of course, we know about Morocco. The whole world knows about Morocco since the World Cup here. Saudi Arabia has beaten Argentina in the World Cup here in Qatar. Qatar itself won twice the Asian Cup. So Arab countries are not just passionate about football, but the talent that is growing here is becoming better and better as the possibilities become greater as well. And I think we have really to study how we can put the Arab Cup in a stable way in the international match calendar so that all the best players as well can come, because they all love to come and play in a FIFA Arab Cup, because you always want to be the best between those with whom you have something in common. So for me, the FIFA Arab Cup is a competition that we created together here in Qatar the year before the World Cup. It was created to test the stadiums. Everyone loved it. It was a huge success. This one here will be a huge success as well. I attended myself one of the playoffs for the qualification between Sudan and Lebanon. Full stadium, incredible atmosphere, passion. The players, they played like they were playing the World Cup final. We will be surprised by the success of the FIFA Arab Cup this year, but then also in future definitely it will become one of the strongest competitions in the world.
ولكن أنت حزين على خروج المنتخب اللبناني أكيد.
Yeah, I was sad that Lebanon left the tournament, but I was happy, I have to say as well, for the Sudanese. Sudan as well, both Sudan and Lebanon are two countries which cannot play their home matches at home. Imagine that. They cannot play, they don't see, the people in their country, in these countries, don't see their team playing their matches at home. And the stadium was maybe 75-80% full of Sudanese. The remaining 25% were Lebanese. And they were so happy about the success of their team. For Sudan, a country that suffers so much, I think it's also good. And you have to respect, always the result on the field.
في كأس العرب النسخة الأولى 2021 مستر جياني انفانتينو تم استخدام تقنيات جديدة يعني لتجربتها قبل كأس العالم 2022. هل في هذه النسخة أيضا راح يتم استخدام تقنيات قبل كأس العالم 2026؟
There is nothing in that sense new that we will see in this version. I think that football is the most successful sport in the world as well, because we have to be very careful with what we do in terms of technology. We introduced the VAR some years ago, which is becoming better and better as well. But when it comes especially to the game itself, we have to be very careful when we change something. We are studying, what we can do to make the game more exciting, more offensive, to see more goals. But we will see when we have something new to really test at this top professional level.
طيب كأس العرب الآن هي معترف فيها دوليا، هل مبارياتها تدخل تحت تصنيف المنتخبات أو لا زالت هذه الفكرة غير مطبقة؟
Definitely yes. I think that today everyone in the world is maybe not afraid, is not the right term, but certainly preoccupied a little bit when they have to face Arab teams, because everyone knows the strengths of the team, the technique, the fans. If we look at what is done for the development training of players, what is done here with Aspire, what is done in Morocco with the training center, what is done in the other countries, we can see that the youth is getting better. The World Cup here as well has contributed. I have to say the World Cup 2022 has contributed for the world to know more about the Arab world, and for the Arab world to show itself to the world. And there is still, but less, some prejudice from the Western world towards the Arab world. I think we are breaking this prejudice down day by day. The World Cup in Qatar has contributed a lot to that, and moving forward, let's not forget, next World Cup will be in Morocco, Spain and Portugal as well, but another Arab country, and the one after in Saudi Arabia. So again, an Arab country. So 7 Arab countries participate in the next World Cup as well, maybe 8 with Iraq if they qualify. So, I think that this shows the strengths of football in this part of the world. It is, 400-500 million people. It is 23 countries, more or less. Some say more, some say less. It is an important part of the world. It is an important part of the world from a geopolitical point of view, from an economic point of view, and now definitely as well from a football point of view. And let me say this, I'm very proud and very happy to be part of the evolution of football when this race of the Arab world is happening.
أيضا نتحدث عن نهائي السوبر اللي راح يكون في مارس القادم في الدوحة، اللي راح يجمع المنتخب الإسباني بطل أوروبا أمام المنتخب الأرجنتيني بطل أمريكا الجنوبية. هناك زخم إعلامي كبير، هناك نوع جديد من وصول المنتخبات، من المؤتمرات الصحفية. يعني مثل هذا النظام أو مثل هذا التنظيم، هل هو يعني استراتيجية جديدة في الفيفا، يعني عقلية جديدة في تنظيم المباريات أو النهائيات؟
Well, from a FIFA point of view, and my point of view as FIFA president, we want to be, of course, everywhere in the world. And we opened the doors of FIFA to the world. I think this is maybe one of the most important legacies that we have been able to already put in place. We are not just open to the traditional football countries, but we opened our doors. And those who entered the door first with passion are Arab countries. It's not a coincidence that we hosted the last World Cup here. The next one in 2030 will be as well in Morocco, then Saudi Arabia. We hosted just now the Under-17 World Cup, and we'll host the next 4 editions, so 5 editions of Under-17 World Cup with 48 countries every year here in Qatar. The women's or girls Under-17 is in Morocco, happening as well every year for 5 years. We have the FIFA Arab Cup taking place here, the last Asian Cup here, the African Cup of Nations in Morocco as well. We will have the Intercontinental Cup with Paris Saint-Germain, the final as well here in Qatar. So, there is a lot happening, and this is definitely part of a strategy. I said it again recently after the success of the World Cup 2022. I would have organized the next 10 World Cups here straight away, and we could have gone. We would have all been happy and ensure that it would have been a huge success. So, whatever we can do to grow the game even more in the Arab world, we will. It depends as well on the Arab world, and the Arab world has really taken this pass and this ball and is now scoring a goal. We are open to the entire world, of course, but the biggest movement ahead is happening now in the Arab world, and this is good for football.
رفع عدد المنتخبات في كأس العالم، يعني الآن كأس العالم القادمة راح تكون للمرة الأولى ب 48 منتخب، والجميع يعرف أن هذا القرار يعني كان قرار أيضا السيد جياني انفانتينو يعني سعى إليه بشكل كبير. هل هذا القرار كان رياضي من الدرجة الأولى، يعني فني من الدرجة الأولى، كان سياسي، كان تجاري؟ وهل هذا القرار يعني لازلت مصر عليه، مع العلم أن هناك من هو ضد هذا القرار حتى من داخل يعني الفيفا؟
Well, it was a unanimous decision of the FIFA Council to increase the number of teams in the World Cup. I was, of course, as well part of that decision. Those who criticized were obviously not there when the decision was taken. But you will always find, somebody that criticizes when they fear that their privileged position is maybe put a little bit in danger. When the World Cup was created and the World Cup evolved over almost 100 years now, of course the vast majority of teams were coming from Europe and then South America as well, because in Europe and South America football grew and was born much earlier than in the rest of the world. When FIFA had 120 members, it was clear that you wouldn't have so many representatives from Africa or Asia, for example. Now that FIFA has grown to 211 members, 48 is still less than a quarter, less than 25% of the FIFA members are part of the FIFA World Cup, and there is nothing more important than participating in a World Cup to develop the game in a country. So for me and for us, when we took this decision to increase the number of participants to 48, the main reason was really globalize football, make it more relevant in more countries around the world. Some small countries participate now for the first time. Some other countries, important countries as well, they come to the World Cup. But what is important is that the simple fact that suddenly many, many more countries can dream realistically to qualify for the World Cup makes these countries invest in football. And this, as a football administrator, as the president of FIFA, it is the main priority. We don't want countries, whether governments or private businesses, to invest in other things. We want them to invest in football, in the game, in growing the game. And if you tell them, well, you should invest, but you will never play in a World Cup, then they will say, okay, then we go and we do something else. But if you give them a chance, an opportunity to qualify for the World Cup, a real chance, a real opportunity, then, you know, everything grows. And we can see this movement in many parts of the world where investments in stadiums, in academies, in schools, in education have been done. And this is, I think, the very, very, very positive side effect of increasing the number of participants to 48.
هذا القرار ما أخذه الرئيس السابق بلاتر أو اللي أيضا سبقه هافلانج. يعني هل من وجهة نظرك أن هذا القرار ما أخذ في السابق؟ هل هو كان قرار خاطئ؟ أو الآن أنت يعني تشعر أن هذا الأمر يعني الآن أنت تدفع ثمن هذا الخطأ، أن في السنوات السابقة ما تم تطبيق 48 منتخب؟
I don't know if it was wrong not to take this decision a long time ago. Maybe if the decision would have been taken earlier, football would have grown more and quicker in other parts of the world. Maybe the time was just not there. What I certainly know is that there were a lot of promises around the world, and you know, and it's right to reward those who do something for the growth of football. I'm happy that I could come. This was part of my program as well. So I was elected based also on this, and that we have been able, again, unanimously. I think this has to be underlined. You know, the whole world of football has accepted and has agreed to increase the number of participants. I'm happy that I've been the president of FIFA when this happened. Presidents who will follow me, they will do other things which certainly will be better and bigger than what we do, but at least we did something pretty good.
تتواصل الآن يعني في هذا الوقت مع السيب بلاتر الرئيس السابق؟ هل في علاقة الآن بينكم؟
No, since a few years not anymore. No.
نعود قليلا إلى كأس العالم 2022. تنظيم قطر لكأس العالم 2022 واجه هجمات إعلامية عنيفة، ويعني انتقادات وحقوقيين، وأيضا يعني صحف وبرامج. جياني انفانتينو وقف مدافع بقوة وبشدة عن تنظيم قطر لكأس العالم 2022. يعني لماذا هذا كان يعني الوقوف بهذا الشكل مع تنظيم قطر ل 2022؟
For me, it was I was not there when the decision was taken to have to play the World Cup 2022 in Qatar. This decision was taken in 2010, so 6 years before I became president of FIFA. But when I became president of FIFA, I realized immediately that these attacks were, you know, completely over the top, unjustified. You can disagree with certain elements of the politics of a country, including, of course, Qatar. But there are always ways on which you can convey your disagreements, and the way in which these critics were brought forward was completely unfair and unjust, and I felt this from the very beginning, and for me from the very beginning it was clear that I will defend Qatar. I will defend Qatar. I will defend FIFA. I said it to the world media a few days before the World Cup. Let the World Cup play. This is about football. Don't criticize Qatar. Criticize me if you want to criticize someone. I'm the president of FIFA, so you can go ahead. But look at what this World Cup has done for a country like Qatar in terms of changes, social changes. It has been really a catalyst for an impressive transformation of a country which had again an influence in a whole region. So before criticizing, go, engage, see, speak, try to convince, bring your arguments, but do it in a always respectful way. And for me, between staying back home in some Western European country and criticizing, or going to the place, looking and trying to engage and trying to convince, I always choose the second one. So I think the progress and the changes that have happened here have been wonderful. And Qatar has proven to the world that it is a great host, a great organizer of events, and as a gift, we had the best World Cup that we could dream of.
يعني في الفترة السابقة شفنا في زيارة
And I feel Qatari as well.
واحنا القطريين أيضا نحبك يعني.
I know.
في الفترة الأخيرة كان فيه زيارة للبيت الأبيض، كان في مقابلة مع الرئيس الأمريكي دونالد ترامب. الكل يعرف أن البطولة القادمة راح تكون في أمريكا، راح تكون أيضا في المكسيك، في كندا. يعني هل شعرت بالخوف قبل ما تذهب إلى دونالد ترامب؟ والكل يعرف دونالد ترامب والأمور المفاجئة اللي قد تحدث. هل انفانتينو شعر بهذا الخوف يعني قبل هذا اللقاء؟
Yes, certainly. Certainly, when you meet the president of the United States, you're always anxious. I'm anxious when I have to make an interview with you as well. Or when we organize the World Cup final or a qualifier for the FIFA Arab Cup. I'm anxious until I go in the room, and then as soon as you smile and you speak about football, the conversation becomes immediately positive, and President Trump makes me as well feel very at ease, I have to say, when I'm in the White House. He's very engaged with the organization of the World Cup, which helps as well a lot in the organization of the World Cup and in the success, hopefully, of the World Cup as well. So I'm very happy that we established this relationship.
يعني هل تذكر لنا موقف محدد، موقف طريف يعني حصل بينك وبين ترامب؟
Oh, there are many funny situations that took place, between us, because whenever we are there and we discuss about some topics related to the World Cup, you never know what can happen when the media comes into the Oval Office. You never know what questions will be asked and what you can answer. But I remember in a few months ago we had a meeting in the Oval Office, and after our meeting there was a meeting about cryptocurrency, and the president asked me if I knew something about crypto, and I said, well, not so much. So he said, well, why don't you come with me to this meeting about crypto? And I said, okay, let's go to the meeting about crypto. And then whilst we were walking, he said, well, you should actually say a few things as well as you are there. And I didn't know what to say, so I said, well, I was in front of all these crypto experts in the White House in the United States. They were speaking about, very important topics related to crypto. And I said, well, maybe we should launch the FIFA coin. And this was then one of the headlines that came out after the meeting. And now we are working on that, actually.
الشيء بالشيء يذكر، يعني أيضا النجم كريستيانو رونالدو، طبعا نجم غني عن التعريف، أيضا بصحبة زوجته أيضا كان في زيارة إلى البيت الأبيض ولقاء مع ترامب. هناك من يقول أن الفيفا ليس بعلاقة جيدة مع رونالدو، أو هناك عدم تقدير للنجم رونالدو. يعني ما مدى صحة هذا الكلام؟ هل هذا الكلام موجود أو هذه يعني مجرد يعني أخبار كاذبة؟
No, certainly not. I mean, I think the relationship is good with Cristiano Ronaldo, as it is with Leo Messi, as it is with Haaland, Mbappé, Dembélé, all these great players that we have today. Their home is FIFA. The fact that Cristiano Ronaldo goes to the White House as well shows the importance that President Trump is giving to football as well. And let me just mention, I remember another episode which was related to the Club World Cup that President Trump attended. He attended the final of the FIFA Club World Cup last summer between Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea. And at the end of the match, not only did he stay with us for the whole ceremony, the medal ceremony, but he stayed then with the Chelsea team when they were lifting the trophy and celebrated somehow with the team. That was quite a special and funny moment that was certainly not planned beforehand, but that shows the passion and the commitment for a person like President Trump for the game itself. And similarly for us at FIFA, we see, and I see as FIFA president, my task is preparing the stage for stars to shine. The stars are Cristiano Ronaldo, Leo Messi, all these great players that need to be put in the best conditions by us to perform to their very best. Afif, for example, as well.
بعد أيام يعني قليلة راح تكون هناك قرعة كأس العالم 2026، ونحن يعني في قطر فخورين أن منتخبنا أيضا متواجد في كأس العالم 2026. الجماهير القطرية، يعني الجماهير القطرية فخورة أن منتخبنا الوطني أيضا راح يكون موجود في القرعة، راح يكون موجود بإذن الله في كأس العالم 2026. توزيع المدن مستر جياني، يعني القرعة يعني الكل يعرف أنها قرعة ويعني بالحظ من سيأتي مع من، ولكن توزيع المدن والمجموعات والمكسيك وكندا، يعني هل هذا الأمر واضح بالنسبة للفيفا؟
Well, it will be clear who will be playing where after the draw, of course. But what we did, first of all, we established, of course, an excellent working relationship with all three countries and with all 16 host cities. I went to meet recently with the Prime Minister of Canada and with the President of Mexico as well, but our teams are working since some years already on creating what we call clusters, so that the teams and the fans don't have to travel more than 3 or 4 hours between two cities, between two matches. So most of the teams will actually be playing in at least 2 countries. Majority of matches will be, of course, in the United States, but there will be also some matches, 13 and 13 in Canada and Mexico, 78 matches in the United States. But we'll make sure that the teams, they play in geographical areas which will make it easier to travel, and then as the knockout phase unfolds, they will move from those who are in west from west to east, and those who are in east, they will stay, of course, in that part of.
أي منتخب لا أحد يعرف أين سيكون.
No, only the Americans, the Mexicans, and the Canadians, they know that they will play their first 3 matches in Canada, Mexico, and United States, respectively. But nobody else knows where they will play. This we'll know it after the draw.
أيضا في النسخة القادمة سيطبق نظام جديد صعود المنتخبات، حيث راح يكون عندنا أفضل 8 ثوالث تصعد من المجموعات، بحكم أن هناك مشاركة 48 منتخب. ال8 ثوالث مستر جياني كيف راح تكون؟ يعني كيف راح يكون نظام الصعود في حال أن لو منتخبين تم التعادل بينهم من حيث النقاط، الأهداف، الفارق، هذه كيف راح تحسمونها؟
We have a whole list of criteria from the number of points, the goal difference, scored goals, the fair play as well at the end of the day, so number of yellow cards or red cards, but there are a lot of criteria, and if everything should be equal, then it's then as well the ranking that determines, but all the teams know very well what the criteria are, and at the end of the day, you need to be able to win in order to become world champions. So the fact that 8 third placed in the group out of 12 qualify for the next round is opening the groups probably more than in the past. We have similar situations in, for example, European Championships, where we have seen situations where even third place. I remember the Euro 2016, where Portugal was third in the group and they won the European Championship, having qualified as in the last game as group third. So it will open again other scenarios, and it gives again opportunities to more teams to go in the knockout round. And why is this important? Because in the knockout round, in 90 minutes in football, everyone can beat everyone. This is what makes football unique. In other sports, you know that 90% of the time, the better team wins. In football, it's maybe 70% of the time. But 30% of the time is the underdog who can pass and create a surprise.
يعني احنا طولنا عليك في هذه المقابلة، ولكن فقط سؤالين. السؤال الأول عن تنظيم المملكة العربية السعودية. احنا كلنا فخورين بهذا التنظيم، سعيدين أن البطولة تعود للعرب من جديد، واثقين بأن البطولة راح تكون بإذن الله بطولة ناجحة. ولكن جياني انفانتينو ماذا يتوقع لهذه البطولة، خاصة أنها تقام في دولة مهمة، وأيضا يعني لها تاريخ في كرة القدم مثل السعودية؟
It will be a fantastic World Cup. I'm so sure about that. We all know the passion for football that exists in Saudi Arabia. The whole kingdom is really into the game. Historically as well, there are some big clubs, there are some big players, there are some big investments as well which are made now for stadiums, but also for infrastructures, hotels, roads, trains, airports, and I'm sure that our Saudi friends and brothers and sisters, they want the world to be proud of the World Cup that we organize in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is a country that is growing a lot, that is projected into the future with a young leader, similar to Qatar as well, of similar age, and a great vision for the future of their country. And what is great in the Gulf, in Saudi Arabia as well, is that the people are aware of their importance in the world. And the World Cup contributes a lot as well, I think, to showcase a country to the world. So it will be a fantastic World Cup. I'm sure about that.
الحديث معك مستر جياني حديث شيق. يعني قد ساعة واحدة لا تكفي لنطرح كل الأسئلة اللي تهم الجماهير وتهم عالم كرة القدم، ولكن احنا نعرف انشغالك ونعرف أيضا الوقت. يمكن أنت أعطيتنا أيضا وقت أطول من الوقت اللي احنا طلبنا منك، ولكن سؤالي الأخير، الوالد أبوك الله يعني توفى يعني من فترة طويلة، وقبل يعني فترة رئاسة جياني للاتحاد الدولي. هل جياني انفانتينو كان يتمنى أن يكون يعني أبوك موجود ويشوفك في هذا المنصب في هذا النجاح؟
Sure. But he's looking.
الحمد لله.
الحمد لله.
احنا نشكرك مستر جياني انفانتينو مرة ثانية، ونتمنى لك التوفيق في بطولة كأس العرب، في القرعة بعد أيام في كأس العالم القادمة، وبإذن الله احنا كعرب أيضا ننتظر يعني كأس العالم من جديد في 2034. يعني شكرا جزيلا لك.
Thank you. شكرا جزيلا.
واحنا وصلنا وياكم لختام حلقتنا في بودكاست يا عرب. طبعا ضيف مميز، ولكن نوعدكم أيضا بضيوف مميزين وحلقات مميزة قادمة بإذن الله. خلكم ويانا، في أمان الله.